shows, big games, local heroes. 106.1 ESPN Richmond is where Richmond talks sports. Want your brand in the mix? Advertise with us today. Call 804-330-5700 or email espnrva@summitmediacorp.com.
He's the voice of the Richmond Spiders and your companion for the drive home.
Bob Black.
Weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. on the Sports Huddle.
Only on 106.1 ESPN Richmond,
where Richmond talks sports.
From the ESPN studio.
Presented by Ortho Virginia.
Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com.
W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond.
We are 106.1 ESPN. Richmond, it's time to get your morning going. Richmond Sports Talk.
By Richmond sports fans.
This is Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick.
Struck him! All live from the capital of the Commonwealth.
Where sharp analysis, your cause, and Richmond always come first. If it's making headlines locally or nationally,
we're breaking it down.
Now,
I'll take my talents to South Beach.
Live from the capital of the Commonwealth.
Fitz the Bill with your host, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Good Thursday morning, December 18th. Appreciate you clocking in, getting your day started with us on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, the ESPN Richmond app, and ESPNRichmond.com. This is Fitz the Bill. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick. Allen alongside, streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to watch the stream, just type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop right on up, and you can watch the stream live. You can be part of the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing over there on the stream. And, of course, you can be part of the show the old-fashioned way. We'd love to hear from you today by calling or texting in 804-327-0888. And we got to start today's show right off the top with Joe Burrow and the comments that he has been making at the podium recently. He's been questioning what the future holds, questioning whether or not he's going to continue playing football, everything. And yesterday he went to the podium during media availability, and what did he do? He just added more fuel to the fire. And I say this with a heavy dose of honesty because this is one of the rare times that I'm actually going to defend the team a bit while calling out Joe Burrow as he questions his future. And we're going to unravel this because the narrative is a bit all over the place. So Joe Burrow yesterday, during media availability, spoke to the media, and when asked about his future with the Bengals, he said something that got everyone's ears perked up.
Yeah, a lot of crazy things happen every year. Micah Parsons got traded right before the season, I think this year. That is something I hadn't seen in a long time in the NFL, so crazy things can happen.
That's it. Just crazy things can happen. That's the clip people are playing on loop. That's the clip that's gotten the casual listener to think maybe Joe Burrow is going to leave or retire or go play for the Jets or go play for the Brett or really anything. I mean, it's very open-ended, very, very open-ended. But we're going to play as the Joe Burrow translator here for a second, because if you watch the presser, as I did, the full 20 minutes of it, and look at the context of what he was asked and how he's answered, there's way more nuance here than just Joe Burrow wants out. It kind of feels like Joe Burrow is just having this, quarter life crisis, because at the end of the day, the dude is like 28, 29, maybe 30. He's having this quarter life crisis. First of all, Joe still says he expects to play in Cincinnati. Despite all the hand-wringing, he reiterated that he can't envision playing anywhere but Cincy next year. That's still his mindset. It's just not the definitive soundbite everyone wanted. This is what he said about where he wants to play next year.
Is there any world in your mind where you're not the quarterback of the Bengals next year?
I can't see that, no.
Have you ever thought about the possibility of not being the quarterback here during your career? Or
you think about a lot of things.
You think about a lot of things. You keep it nice. Keep it nice and quick, Joe Burrow. I also love the tapping in the background. But it gets interesting kind of as he goes along, because when you look at his comments from earlier this past week, saying things like he needs to have fun in order to keep playing, and some of the way he's answered his questions, his tone has been quite reflective, maybe even frustrated. And that's not a shock given what's happened this season. He's been sacked more than Andrew Luck had been sacked up to this point in the season, and we all know what Andrew Luck did. He's just being very, very reflective. But here's where I'm going to defend Cincinnati a little bit, because think about it. The Bengals signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. They have wrapped up a large portion of their cap in 3 players, in Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. They signed those 2 receivers, 2 of the best receivers in the NFL, because Joe wanted it. He pushed for that. The Bengals then locked themselves into a massive long-term extension with Joe Burrow. He willingly signed that contract. And yet this year, the defense has been bad, downright abysmal for, I believe, the 2nd straight year, maybe 3 straight years. Burrow has taken more hits than any franchise quarterback has ever taken this far along into their career. He's been battling multiple injuries each and every year, and that's just the reality of the situation. And it could go and stem back from the fact that so much of their cap is tied up in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So you've got a quarterback who's gotten everything that he's asked for. He's playing with 2 of the best receivers in the game, but the team around him, especially the defense, is giving him nothing, and he's getting hit a lot. And he's having a quarter-life crisis, it seems. He's talking about whether or not he's having fun anymore, which really is a consequence for his own actions and decisions. When so much of the cap, and I cannot emphasize that enough, when so much of the cap is tied up in 3 offensive players, it's hard to build a championship caliber defense and a solid offensive line. Some would argue, maybe myself, would argue that it's impossible to build a championship caliber defense with a solid offensive line when so much of your cap is tied up in Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. And that's when the nuance matters, because he's not saying he wants out. If you go back and you listen to that 20-minute press conference, Joe Burrow is saying in his own words that the physical and emotional toll of the game has been heavy, and I don't blame him for that, because football is brutal. He's been getting hit a lot. He's going through a lot. He's been having to rehab injury after injury after injury, and when you're doing that and returning to an overall mediocre team with a defense that can't stop anybody, I understand the introspection. But here's the part, again, where I'll defend the Cincinnati Bengals on. Cincinnati has given him everything that he has asked for. They've brought back all of his weapons. They've given him his massive contract extension. They have continually signed the guys he likes playing with, and the team didn't suddenly lose the pieces this year. They just didn't build a complete roster around him because it's all tied up in the 3 guys Joe wanted. It's not entirely the front office's fault. It's not entirely Joe Burrow's fault, but it is both of their faults. Joe wanted his guys, got him. The front office bent the knee to Joe and then failed at drafting. They have taken a lot of swings, a lot of bites at the apple, whichever analogy you prefer, on the defensive side of the football, and they have struck out each and every time. And it brings us to now where we're in this weird place where Joe Burrow's comments are being read as either he hates Cincinnati or he's going to retire or force his way out. And Bengals fans, if you remember the Carson Palmer saga years ago, are a little sensitive to it all. And that's just not what he's literally saying. It feels like he's just giving us a reflective, honest, vulnerable answer. And now everyone is jumping on it, and the media world is running with the scariest possible interpretation, partly because Cincinnati has gone through something similar not all that long ago with Carson Palmer. But here's my takeaway. Joe Burrow loves football. He clearly loves winning. He loves his guys, and that has been clear in everything that he has said. He's just tired. He's tired of being hit. He's tired of losing. He's tired of rehabbing injuries. And now the fans, the media in Cincinnati are exhausting every possible negative spin on every word that he is saying. So if we're going to have a real conversation about Joe Burrow, about the Bengals, and this season, you got to do it with a little context, do it with perspective, because, quote, crazy things happen doesn't mean he's packing his bag. It means he's human. He's not wrong. He mentioned Micah Parsons was traded. Sauce Gardner was traded. There's not a ton of loyalty in this sport and this profession. And I think after another disappointing season that's been marred with poor team play and injuries, Joe Burrow is just taking a step back and reflecting at it all. It's quite simple. All right, let's update you with some other things that have happened around the wide world of sports.
This is Here's your Fitz the Bill morning update.
Getting you caught up on some of the biggest stories in sports.
Around the NBA last night, it was a light slate, just 2 games. The Bulls down the Cavs 127-111, and the Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves 116-110. The other morning, we shared that Ime Udoka, he had himself a time railing against the officials. Well, the NBA fined him $25,000 for the criticism of the NBA officials. After winning the 3rd ever NBA Cup, the New York Knicks have decided against hanging a banner at Madison Square Garden. Sources told ESPN's Shams Charania. Both the Lakers and the Bucks, the league's first 2 NBA Cup winners, did in fact hang banners for that achievement. In the NFL, the Titans will be in the middle of an intense coaching search this offseason after moving away from Brian Callahan in season. Cam Ward, the rookie quarterback, has made it clear he wants to be part of the process. Quote, I want to meet all of them. Every coach who gets the opportunity to come here, I want to have conversations throughout the process with them. I'm going to be here for that whole time. Devontae Adams was listed as doubtful on the latest Rams injury report ahead of the Thursday night football game against the Seahawks in Seattle. Charles Cross, the starting left tackle for Seattle, was ruled out with a hamstring injury. The winner of the game will move to first place in the NFC West and the 1 seed in the NFC. Yesterday, during media availability, Joe Burrow was asked if he ever envisioned playing for another franchise. Burrow answered, quote, a lot of crazy things happen every year. Speaking of quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa was benched as the Dolphins quarterback following the team's loss on Monday, which eliminated Miami from playoff contention. Miami will start rookie Quinn Ewers on Sunday against the Bengals. Zach Wilson will serve as the backup, and Tua Tagovailoa will serve as the 3rd-string emergency quarterback. Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, said, quote, I need convicted quarterback play. This team needs convicted quarterback play. I thought Quinn gave us the best chance to do that. I couldn't responsibly play this next game when I thought what the team needed was available and live in hope and wish and stuff. In college football, another coach has been fired for cause. Ohio University fired coach Brian Smith Wednesday, saying he violated his contract by, quote, engaging in serious professional misconduct and participating in activities that reflect unfavorably on the university. The school did not provide specifics on said misconduct. Smith went 8-4 in his first season as Bobcats head coach. He had been placed on leave December 1st for undisclosed reasons. As prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket are on the rise, they're looking to capitalize on the transfer portal. Kalshi notified federal regulators yesterday that it was self-certifying markets on whether college athletes will enter the transfer portal. And while the company says it has no immediate plans to begin offering trading on the transfer portal, this decision drew sharp criticism from the NCAA. The NCAA said, quote, we vehemently oppose college sports prediction markets. It's already bad enough that student athletes face harassment and abuse for lost bets on game performance. And now Kalshi wants to offer bets on their transfer decisions and status. This is absolutely unacceptable and would place even greater pressure on student athletes while threatening competition integrity and recruiting processes. And in the Cure Bowl last night, ODU downed South Florida 24-10. Quinn Henikel started the game at quarterback for the Monarchs after Colton Joseph entered the transfer portal and opted out. He finished with over 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. This was his 2nd rushing touchdown, a 51-yard house call.
Remaining now. Henikel again in the open field. This will be 6 and perhaps the game for ODU.
107 on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns, an impressive performance for the backup quarterback. That's what we got for you and what you may have missed in the wide world of sports. No guest today. We just want to hear from you. 804-327-0888. Call in, text in. And we've got Bruce on line 1 this, Thursday morning. I almost forgot what day it was. This Thursday morning. Good morning, Bruce. How are we doing?
Good morning, Fitz. Good morning, Alan. Hey, man, just want to say how much I appreciate you guys in the morning, man. Fitz, you're going to come up on 1 year in 2026. And I've always, your predecessor, Big Al, I would call him during the holidays because I don't know when y'all are going to dip. But I know y'all are going to dip in a couple of days probably to enjoy time with your family. But sports, man, sports is the great uniter. And so you can bring cats who got differences, but you put some sports in that mix, man, and those differences go to the back curb. So just want to thank you guys, man. Sometimes we don't want to go in these offices in the morning and deal with the stuff, but it's good when you can pick up the phone or listen in and say, hey, man, what about my 76ers? So that's what it's all about, man. Appreciate y'all doing what y'all do every day.
Appreciate it, Bruce. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Tyrese Maxey, MVP. Is that incoming, Alan? Is that incoming?
Yeah, he had me till he said 76ers, man. I didn't know where we were going with that. It was kind words, and then he got a little crazy. That's sports radio in a nutshell right there.
Appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate all of the callers throughout this entire year. Yeah, we're coming up. We still got 3 months away. Don't age me too much a little bit, but the year's coming up in March, but we got still 3 months out. We are taking from the 22nd to the 5th off, so there won't be any Fitz the Bill from December 22nd. That's next Monday through January 5th. We'll be back that 5th. So we'll be off unsportsmanlike with Evan, Michelle, and Canty. I've heard that intro so many times now in my life that it just feels like it's in the back of my, like the phone number. I probably go to sleep reciting that phone number, and I probably go to sleep reciting unsportsmanlike with Evan, Michelle, and Canty. But they'll got you covered. They'll be with you every morning. And just keep tuning in to 106.1 ESPN Richmond because that's where Richmond talks sports. But really appreciate the kind words from Bruce. Appreciate everyone who's called in this entire year. We've got a great show tomorrow to wrap up 2025. Tomorrow, it just hit me that tomorrow is the last show of 2025. We've got Marcus Lewis, the head coach from Verina, joining along with some assistants, players, 9 a.m. in studio tomorrow. We'd love for you to tune in on ESPN Richmond 106.1 on the dial the old-fashioned way, but we'd doubly love for you to tune in on the stream and watch over there because we will have a packed-out studio with coaches, players, as Verina comes in to recap their state championship run, everything like that. We're super excited for that. 9:30, we're going to have Duke from Graybos stopping by to chat all things college football playoff. And, oh, by the way, in hour number one, you know what we've got coming, Alan? Hour number one, tomorrow, Friday, final show of 2025, we are going to announce, we need a drum roll. I should have thought ahead. We are going to have our first ever Fitz the Bill food review champion. I won't spoil who it is, but I've crunched the numbers. I've run the data, Alan. I've got the first place Fitz the Bill food review winner, and that'll be announced tomorrow in hour number one at around 8:45. You don't want to miss that. That is maybe. Look, state championships are cool. Congratulations to Verina. I know every concession stand was gunning for the Fitz the Bill Food Review Award. This season is just a pat on the back, but next season we'll have something with it.
I'm with you, man. Like, touchdowns are cool, but did you have the pork chop sandwich?
That pork chop sandwich was pretty. Did you have a grandma mad at you for dropping fish?
I did not, actually.
Yeah, you didn't.
I know what to do.
Look, I did too. It's not my fault. It was overweighted on one side.
Like, what is my man, Scantley? Can't catch anything, man.
Hey, he caught one from Aaron Rodgers on Monday night. I bet if he didn't catch that, Tua's still starting.
Oh, I bet if he didn't catch that, he's also out of a job.
Aaron Rodgers probably firing him himself. That's exactly right. We're going to keep it out on the phone lines here. Dan from Midlothian. Good morning. How we doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. Doing great. If I was doing any better, I'd probably have to take something for it. How are you guys doing?
I love that saying. You're right. Yeah, exactly right.
Well, I got some extra if you wanted. That's not a problem. Not a problem. Listen, wanted to follow up on first your comments about Cincinnati. You know, I'm thinking, and this is just a guess on my part, that Joe Burrow may be one or two more major injuries away from saying I've had enough. I remember watching, it was either Get Up or his First Take, and they were showing a graphic of how many hits Andrew Luck took during his career and how many Joe Burrow has taken. and he's taken a lot more in less time than Andrew Luck did, and that concerns me. And then with their draft, I'd be drafting some more linemen, maybe give him a little more protection while he's still mobile, and that might help. That's a thought. And the other thought is, why is Zach Taylor still there? I'm just never been enamored by him, and I don't see where he's done a consistently good enough job that they need to keep him. I know Cincinnati does that. Marvin Lewis was there long beyond when he should have been, but he stayed. And then my last comment's about Cleveland, because that's where I'm from originally, and I'm still not embarrassed to say that, despite what the Browns are doing. But how much longer does Kevin Stefanski need to stay there? I know he's a two-time Coach of the Year, so he has a little more gravitas than Taylor does, but it just seems to be more and more of a mess down there. And it's not just him; it's the guys above him too. So there's a world of mess in Ohio, and I'm concerned about that. I'm still figuring Ohio State's going to be national champs, so there's some hope for something.
Yeah, you can hang your hat on that one.
They needed to lose one to get themselves straight, and they did. So that's what they needed. But anyway, wanted to throw those comments out there, and I'll follow up, Bruce, and thank you guys. It's great to hear you every morning and listen to your analytics and just listen to your comments and listen to Alan laugh at some of the things you say, and I think it's cool. So you guys have a great day and a great holiday, and take care.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dan from Midlothian. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Happy holidays to you as well. I'm going to hit on some of those points, kind of working backwards. You mentioned Kevin Stefanski, two-time Coach of the Year. You're right, but I don't know if that necessarily holds any more weight than anything else. You look at the winners of Coach of the Year. Kevin O'Connell last year, that's a good one. Stefanski, both still with their respective teams. Daboll won it in 2022 with the Giants, fired. Vrabel won it in 2021 with the Titans, fired. Stefanski won it COVID year, still with this team. Harbaugh won it in 19, still with this team. Nagy won it in 18 with the Bears, fired. Garrett won it in 20, Jason Garrett, that is. He's now on NBC, won it in 2016 with the Cowboys, fired shortly after. Ron Rivera won it with the Panthers in 2015. He was then subsequently fired pretty shortly after that. It's not necessarily the best indicator of job security if you win Coach of the Year. I think with the Browns, and it's where I'm at with it, and I feel like I've been with it for a while now, their problem starts at the top. The ownership is so bad with Cleveland. They're meddling. They're not good. They just need a full organizational reset. It's a true bummer that one of the kind of tentpole organizations in this league, the Cleveland Browns, got stolen from Cleveland, went to Baltimore. Baltimore had their own team stolen by going to Indianapolis in the middle of the night, and then the NFL kind of backs that up by stealing the Cleveland Browns, sending them to the Ravens. In theory, the Ravens are what the Cleveland Browns should be, and it's just a bummer that this new ownership of the Cleveland Browns, essentially the expansion Cleveland Browns from 1999, have not been able to find sustained success through their front office. They've just been kind of the joke. And is it firing Stefanski? Maybe, but that's just putting a Band-Aid over a open gash. You've got to do more than just cleaning house of the coaching staff. There needs to be a lot of changes and a lot of introspection at the top, starting with Haslam, the owner. And then with Burrow, we'll continue talking about Burrow today because I think that's going to be a through line in today's show because his introspection could have huge impacts if he does end up leaving. I don't think he is. I think he's just having a quarter-life crisis. We all know we've been through quarter-life, midlife crises. You get really introspective, but that might just be a through line throughout today's show. Keeping it out on the phone lines, we've got Dolphin Dave out there. Good morning, Dolphin Dave. How we doing?
Good. I don't want to say I'm thrilled because they took two and put them made them third string. I think that we do need to have another direction. But, guys, except for a couple rare cases, you do not have multi-million-dollar quarterbacks that are successful because they don't have the money to spend on other places that they need to. And that's one of Cleveland's problems. They gave Deshaun Watson so much money that, if you need a lineman, you're not getting them, okay? You can't afford to pay like you get the likes of Flacco. Sorry, I mean I don't have anything against Joe Flacco, but you get the likes of Flacco quarterbacking for you. You do not have, and that's the same thing with the Miami Dolphins. We get Tua mistakenly because we're living in fear that we now we owe $99 million and the salary cap something like $65 million if we drop them, and we can't beg, borrow, buy decent linemen to go to protect them. All right, we got good wide receivers. We get Hill back. That's fine. I think the next 3 months, 3 weeks is going to be an experiment. It's like Quentin Ewers. It's even going to start next year. What are we going to do? Yada, 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 yada. It's a little tiring. And one other thing before I go, the thing with Joe Burrow, I know this sounds very, very bad on my part, but he is my starting fantasy quarterback. And for the first time in 4 years, I made the playoffs.
Woo!
I was a little concerned at his I was a little concerned. And I actually won the first week, which was kind of cool, but it was despite him. I was a little concerned that he kind of played really badly after having that introspective moment. And I really would love to know where his head is at, because, it was just a one thing, 1 week. I've got to get back out there and do this or not get back out there and do this. And so that's the thing. But you guys talk about Burrow. In my case, he's my starting quarterback. It's important to me that he plays up to his ability. And I'm just wondering if that's going to happen. So anyway, with that, you can comment on the Dolphins. The one other thing is, and I've said this before, you can have an owner meddling or you can have an owner that just doesn't care. And I think I got an owner that doesn't care. And I think I'm going to be stuck with McDaniel again next year.
Yeah, it's looking like McDaniel's going to be coming back next year. Dolphin Dave, thank you so much for calling in. Congrats on the fantasy football playoff win. I'm right there with you. I need my quarterback to perform. I had Shedeur Sanders in last week. He didn't really do all that well. I'm in a dynasty league, and it's a super flex league, and I know everyone cares so deeply about my fantasy team. I understand. That's why I'm going to talk about it here for a second. I've got to get this off my chest, right? I got a Superflex League dynasty. All my quarterbacks are hurt, but they're all young quarterbacks. And when you're in a dynasty league, you don't redraft every year. The team you drafted is the team you got. You have rookie drafts every year, but I've got Jaden Daniels on the bench. I can't cut him. Michael Penix is on the bench. I don't want to cut him. There's too much up in the air, and it's just a bummer because now I'm going with Shedeur Sanders over all of those guys because they're all hurt. But I can't cut any of them. Kyler Murray's also there. That's too volatile. Maybe I get rid of Kyler Murray. But, Joe Burrow, he's got to perform for you, man. And your real-life QB, too, he's got to start performing, whether it's Quinn Ewers, whether it's Zach Wilson. We know it's not Tua. And I will be fascinated, absolutely fascinated, this offseason to see how the Dolphins handle the Tua Tagovailoa situation because they can't get out of that dang contract, man. The out is in 2027. Next year, if they cut him, he has a dead cap hit of $99.2 million. If he's on the roster, he's a cap hit of $56.4 million. I imagine what you are going to see with Tua Tagovailoa next year is similar to what we saw from Kirk Cousins this year. They'll try to shop him. They'll try to maybe eat a little bit of that salary, try to get him onto another team, but they're not going to bend the knee just to get him off the team. And you may see one of the most expensive backups in NFL history next year down there in Miami as they test out Quinn Ewers. Maybe they draft another quarterback. Maybe they sign another quarterback and they go experimental bridge year to see what they've got. But it's a bummer. Tyreek Hill, he's aging. You've only probably got maybe one good year left of Tyreek Hill. It's just been a bungled situation down there in Miami. All right, let's get our break in here. We'll step aside, run a little long in segment number one, but always love running a little long when we get to hear from you. 804-327-0888. We'll be back with more Fitz the Bill on this Thursday morning, right here on 106.1.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Linux dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
Richmond's history begins with the James River. Our water system began in the 1830s with iron and lead pipes. Nearly 200 years later, the original water lines are being replaced to ensure that our water remains clean, safe, and reliable. As part of a nationwide effort, we need to know the material of everyone's service line. Please help by taking our water service line survey. Learn more about the city's lead-free water program at rva.gov/public-utilities or call 646-8600. DPU and you. Let's get the lead out.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Down on the Farms Concert Series welcomes Luke Combs UK to the Secure Testing Services Pavilion at the Hanover Vegetable Farm on Saturday, June 20th, 2026. Dust off your hats and boots. Luke Combs UK, the world's leading tribute to Luke Combs and endorsed by the man himself, is coming to town for an unforgettable night of country music. Tickets go on sale this Friday, December 12 at 11 a.m. All details at FOTFconcerts.com. Presented by Premise Bank, B&W Builders, Bud Light, Richmond Ford West, and Ultimate Pools.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
106.1 ESPN Traffic.
Expect merging delays heading north on 195 between Laburnum Avenue and Bryan Burke Interchange. Taking a look at 95 northbound, we are seeing some backup between Bells Road and Downtown Expressway, as well as heading southbound between Chamberlain Avenue and Bryan Burke Interchange. And just be aware of a crash on Chamberlain Road near Wilkinson Road.
Matt Joseph's got the mid-major college scoop, bets, and interviews you won't find anywhere else.
Weekdays from 3 to 4 p.m.
Border to Border with Matt Josephs on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really
This is a Christmas movie. Die Hard, as Macaulay Culkin so eloquently said, is not a Christmas movie. You could set Die Hard around St. Patrick's Day and it would still work. That's what Macaulay Culkin said.
I mean, you could set...
Oh, my goodness.
You could set Home Alone.
No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Home Alone would have been a great summer movie.
Could you? No, because why else would the whole block be on vacation in the middle of summer? A random July week? That doesn't make sense. You need it to be around Christmas. That's why the whole block is out. No, I'm correct. I'm going to win this one. I'm going to make you come to realize that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Text in. this might blow up completely in my face. I might get absolutely blown out of the water here. Text in yes or no. Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. No, it's not a Christmas movie. Whether or not you agree with Alan or myself, 804-327-0888. I really hope this live polling doesn't blow up in my face. This could be pretty bad. This could be bad. Tonight, we've got a Thursday night football game. It's a massive one as the Seahawks play host to the Rams in a game that has implications that will last for the remainder of the season. The winner gets a huge break in terms of likely being the number one seed in the NFC. The winner will be the number one seed, or the number one team, I should say, in the NFC West. And both teams are coming in slightly banged up without key offensive players. Charles Cross, the star left tackle for the Seahawks, he's out. Hamstring injury that he suffered on the game-winning field goal against the Colts. Devontae Adams, after suffering a hamstring injury of his own, he's listed as doubtful for the Rams tonight. And Seattle's rushing attack has been lackluster this entire season, and maybe it's probably too late now, but going into the playoffs and in a game of this magnitude, they've got to find a way to try and kick that rushing attack into gear. Last week, Seattle was 28th in the NFL in success rate on their rushes. They're 25th on the entire season, getting a successful run 39% of the time, which is horrible. And I've explained success rate before. On first down, are you gaining 5 yards? On second down, are you gaining 3 yards? And on third down, are you gaining enough for the first down? Same thing on fourth down. So if you go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 7, that's not a successful play. But if you go 2nd and 7 to 3rd and 1, that is a successful play. And if you go 3rd and 1 to 1st and 10, that's another successful play. You just had a 67% success rate. The rush EPA, so how efficient are they on the ground? Expected points added. They're 26th in the NFL, and they're going up against a Rams defense that is the second best unit against the run in the entire league. So things should be great for them. Should be great for them. But they really need their rushing attack to get going in this game because Sam Darnold against the Rams has, especially the last 2 seasons, has been, dare I say, Alan, horrible. Dare I say horrible? 4 interceptions when they played in Week 11 this year. He was 23rd out of 32 quarterbacks in adjusted EPA per play. Those 4 interceptions were horrible. In the wild card round last year, he was not the worst quarterback, but he was the second to worst quarterback in the NFL in adjusted EPA per play in that wild card round. Negative .316. Every 3 plays, in theory, if you can conceptualize this, every 3 plays, just take a point off the board. Every 3 dropbacks by Sam Darnold, just take a point off the board. That's how bad he was in the wild card round. And that's why this rushing attack needs to get going for Seattle. You cannot put this game on the shoulders of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so you got to remember McVay knows Darnold. He was in the system for a little bit. So that obviously helps. Matter of fact, I would not want my QB training coach, the one who kind of helped me, get restarted. I would not want to play against him because he knows your weaknesses and your strengths for sure. Then you also got to look at the fact that, he's had a really good record, McVay, as a coach versus the Seahawks. He's what? 4-1 in his last 5.
He is a big reason. Him and Shanahan are the probably 2 biggest reasons why Pete Carroll got pushed out of Seattle. Pete Carroll could not beat Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. Now, Mike McDonald hasn't had as much success either, so that's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and so I would be concerned with depending on Darnold too much tonight too. I agree with you in that estimate, but if I am going to depend on him a whole lot, you got to continue to get creative and get JSN in space, man. You got to continue to get him the ball any kind of way you possibly can. It may even require some jet sweeps and some little trickery or dig into McVay's bag. Have him do motions behind the line of scrimmage and send him through the lineman and some creative ways to get the playmaker the ball because we haven't seen him, air quote, shut down.
Yeah.
But if we see him limited or slowed in this game, it really will make it tough for Darnold.
Have you seen Zootopia 2 yet?
I have not yet, but it is on our list to go see.
Very good movie. I saw it a couple.
I can tell by how much money it's made in its opening weekend.
It's very good. There was a line in it. I've got the clip up, and this is Sam Darnold when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks offense. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Close. They never want me to put the weight of the world on my shoulders because I don't have any shoulders.
That's a snake saying that, and that's Sam Darnold. The Seahawks never want me to put the weight of the offense on my shoulders because Sam Darnold doesn't have any shoulders. You can't put the weight of the offense on his shoulders. That's why they need the rush game going. Great movie. I highly recommend it.
I get the analogy though. It makes sense. You don't like no matter how good he has played, you do not want this guy to be in a position where he's got to win the game for you, because especially in these pressurized games, you're going to get some of those old mistakes coming back.
Like he got in Week 11 when he threw 4 picks. The funny thing about that Week 11 game, his success rate was still one of the best in the NFL, but his EPA was one of the worst in the NFL because of the interceptions. But he had a success rate of 55.1%. So if they can continue that but limit the turnovers, I think Seattle's got a really good chance to win. But the issue is your starting left tackle, your star left tackle, your best offensive lineman is now out, and he's going up against one of the best and youngest defensive lines in the NFL. This game's going to be fascinating. Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator for the Rams, he's been in his bag of tricks all season. According to EPA allowed per play, expected points added allowed per play, these are the number 1 and number 2 defenses in the NFL. Seattle number 1, Rams number 2. They've both been able to stop the run at an extremely high clip. It's going to force the ball to be put in Darnold and Stafford's hands. And unfortunately, I trust Stafford just a little bit more. We got a text in. Do I want to read this text? I guess I'll read this text. I think it's you. I think it's you.
There was one before it too that was a vote for you.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, so we're 1 for 1. The one that supports you really goes in and says fully supports you.
Yeah,
says Die Hard is 1,000% a Christmas movie. No one said Christmas movies have to be about romance or Santa. I didn't say that. McLean brings peace and joy. Is that not what Santa does?
He saved the holiday.
Also, Alan is right. Home Alone could have taken place in the summertime when everyone was on summer vacation.
God. Give me a Green Day montage, the windows down and stuff. Oh, yeah, it would have been perfect.
Long live Home Alone. I think they made Die Hard advanced auto commercial. I must say no, not a Christmas movie. We've got 1 for, 1 against. Text in. Are you in the camp that you believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Or are you in the correct camp and you believe it's not a Christmas movie?
You know we got a Home Alone version of a summer movie anyway, right?
Which one?
3 Ninjas.
I've never even heard of that movie.
You've never heard of 3 Ninjas? It was a classic.
Okay. I'm going to
Google it.
I'm going to Google it here. I'm going to Google it here during the break. Let's get a quick break in. We'll be back with some news or snooze right here on Fitz the Bill.
This year, make a tax-deductible contribution that can change a life. Every day, the American Red Cross helps thousands of people, providing emergency relief, emotional support, and essential care to families in need. We depend on your end-of-year donations to do this critical work. Donate to the American Red Cross before midnight, December 31st, and help us bring hope to a family with nowhere else to turn. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make a donation that will save someone's life.
Get the latest update on Henrico County sports tournaments, happenings, and future events on ESPN Richmond's newest segment, the Henrico Huddle. Join Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority Executive Director Dennis Bickmeyer as he joins Bob Black on the Sports Huddle. For more information on Henrico Sports and Event Center calendar, visit online at henricosea.com or tune in to the last Wednesday of each month for the Henrico Huddle on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Richmond, get ready. Serve Pro After Hours concerts at the Innsbruck Pavilion is turning up the volume with tribute nights in 2026. July 17th, it's Rumors, the ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show. All the hits, all the harmonies, all the magic, live, loud, and under the summer sky. You know the songs. Now experience them live with Rumors, the ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show. And we're just getting started. Calling all the yacht rock lovers. Yachtly Crew, the nation's #1 yacht rock band, returns. July 25th, Yachtly Crew. The soft rock smashes, the smooth grooves, the captain's hats, all of it. Set sail for the ultimate summer party with Yachtly Crew as part of Tribute Nights in Glen Allen, Virginia. 2 huge nights, 1 incredible summer. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at AfterHoursInnsbrook.com. That's AfterHoursInnsbrook.com.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, lift with your legs, man.
Santa! Did you get my letter?
He's talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not that.
Of course he did. Right, Santa?
You know, my elf Drewski here, he handles the nice list.
An elf? I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17. And at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. Right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part? You can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Nice. My side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed.
With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line. $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Weather reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
106.1 ESPN weather.
It's currently 32 degrees and mostly sunny with a high today of 57. Coming in from the northeast, we're seeing an average wind of 2 miles per hour with gusts up to 10 miles per hour. Some sun in the morning, then turning cloudy and breezy in the afternoon with a high chance of rain tonight. Taking a look at tomorrow, temperatures will be rising again with a high of 64 and a low of 28 and dropping back down on Saturday with a high of 51.
Roll down the windows and crank up the sports huddle. Join the voice of the Richmond Spiders, Bob Black, every weekday. From stats to strategy, he's your rush hour MVP. Drive time just became prime time. News
Extra, read all about it.
or snooze.
All right, we got some news or snooze. Dolphins bench Tua will start Ewers versus Bengals. I just don't understand how this is a headline.
I don't understand how Tua goes from QB1 to QB3. This might be more so the headline. Mike McDaniel at the podium trying to explain the QB change. And I get it. He's got a tough job. I like Mike McDaniel. Players seem to really like him. But, man, does he sound drunk at press conferences sometimes or what? This is what he sounded like.
Is complicated but simple. I think Quinn gives this team the best chance to win. Zach will be backing him up, and Tua will be the emergency third.
What was the thinking in having Tua be the third as opposed to the backup?
I think it was the best for all parties involved, Quinn, Zach, and Tua.
All right. Snoozeworthy.
Yeah, we need a confuse button.
Yeah, we do. Nani? I mean, sure. But the Dolphins. The thing that I don't understand with this is the fact that Tua's contract is just an absolute albatross next year. $99.2 million in dead cap. He's a $56.4 million cap hit if he's on the roster. That's massive. Unless there's a restructuring and then a cut that comes, but I don't see why Tua would agree to a restructure knowing a cut would be coming, unless he just hates Miami so much and he wants to get out there and start his career anew. This is showing me that the Miami Dolphins are done with the Tua Tagovailoa experiment, and next year we may have the highest paid backup QB in the NFL. We may have the highest paid emergency QB in the NFL. This is going down the path, not for the off-the-field reasons, but this is going down the path of Deshaun Watson, where he's such a huge cap hit that they can't even afford to get him hurt, so they are just completely shadow banning him into the other realm. It feels like that's what they're going to do with Tua next year.
I don't understand what prompted this in the sense of why now. I mean, he hasn't played any different all season long. There haven't been many bright moments.
Yeah.
So
I think because you're just now officially out of the playoff race, I don't know, but that tells me that you think Tua gives you the best chance to win if you weren't willing to move off of him when you were still in the thick of the playoff race, right?
McDaniels just said that Quinn gives them the best.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Someone's
on TV now.
Someone's lying. Someone is not telling the truth, and I imagine it's Mike McDaniel, no offense to him, not trying to call him a liar, but your actions don't back up your words. If you think Quinn gives you the best chance to win, you should have started Quinn on Monday night. Granted, your playoff chances were slim, but they weren't none like they are now. Should have started Quinn on Monday night and hoped that he could have gotten that win and kept your playoff chances alive for another week. But you clearly thought Tua gave you the best chance to win when you were in the playoff hunt. That's why you didn't start him. And now that you're out of playoff contention, now you think Quinn gives you the best chance to win. Code for, I think Quinn gives us the best chance to win a better draft pick.
Yeah, but
it's weird. It's weird, right?
Yeah, tanking should have started 3-4 weeks ago.
Tanking should have started before the season started.
Yeah. Rams, Puka Nacua, NFL refs the worst, make calls to get on TV.
Have you seen this?
Oh, okay. He said they make calls.
Yes.
To get on
Sorry.
TV.
Did you see this though? He went on what streamer is it?
It was like some stream thing.
Aiden Ross, I think.
Yeah.
Nacua said the refs are the worst. Some of the rules aren't. These guys are lawyers. They want to be on TV too. You don't think he's texting his friends in the group chat like, yo, you guys just saw me on Sunday Night Football. That wasn't PI, but I called it.
Yeah, I think they're not texting that.
Yeah, snoozeworthy.
What
Puka Nacua, he said a lot of crazy stuff on that stream. He's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was about to say the same thing. Like the request to have them around the facility and stuff in the middle of the week, literally, you have a Thursday night football game, you want to have streamers around to be like, yo, chat, check this out, like you're Cam Scatterboo. That was already kind of ridiculous. But then you open your mouth and you say that's stupid, man. Like, give me a better conspiracy than that. Even if you think the game is rigged and things like that, them just texting their friends in a group chat to be on TV. They're already on TV. We don't even know half their names.
I love the fact that he's like, these guys are lawyers. It's like that right there is where the sentence should have stopped because they are lawyers. They know what could happen if they do illegal activities.
Yes.
Like, these guys are lawyers. You don't think they want to be on TV too? It's like, no, are some of them hamming it up for the camera? Yeah. Sean Hockley, Ed Hockley's son, he hams it up, when he's on the mic. And there was that game, was it last year when he was like, I'm talking to America here.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, man, you're hamming it up. Like,
this is my ref that gave JSN the dad look when he was cursing on the mic.
Yeah, sure, some of them may ham it up, but it's not like they're making bad calls. Puka, that's a snooze. I'm gonna need you to be quiet because you're gonna quickly lose your place in my head as the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, even if they're making bad calls, I promise you they're not doing it for clout.
No.
And then like you said, they're lawyers. Could you imagine the consequences of being involved in something of that nature illegally?
Apparently, the NFL too. I forgot where I heard this, but the NFL is the only professional league that their refs, which is why we had the ref lockout a couple of years ago. Well, I guess that was like a decade ago, not more than a decade ago now. But the refs, the NFL likes them being essentially independent contractors and having their own career outside of being a referee, because the NFL believes that it shields them from what happened with Tim Donahue with the NBA. I don't fully believe that. I think it actually does the opposite. But the NFL thinks they're multimillionaires doing their own lawyer business. They wouldn't risk that for throwing games. Yeah, I don't agree.
Yeah,
but
we thought multimillionaire athletes wouldn't risk $25,000 to rig a game either.
Yeah, if you're addicted to sports betting, you're addicted to sports betting.
I don't think there's a cap for that. But whatever. Again, not like I have a reason not to trust any of them, but I don't think, they're doing it for the chat.
Yeah, no.
Knicks won't hang NBA Cup champion banner.
Newsworthy.
Extra, read all about it.
Wait. According to the broadcast the other night, if you don't like this, you don't like basketball. So clearly the Knicks don't like basketball.
It's kind of, dare I say, loser mentality for the Knicks not to hang an NBA Cup champion banner. Yeah, no, I know. The Lakers did it. The Bucks did it last year.
God, they really took a victory lap.
Yeah, and then look where they are now. But I get MSG's this storied arena and everything, but you're telling me you're too good for an NBA Cup championship banner?
You better not hang that banner up in Madison Square Garden. You better not, man. You better not. I'm right. I'm going to be in the front of the line for the riot.
Look, if I'm the NBA,
it is disrespectful.
No, if I'm the
to
NBA,
the venue.
I'm right there with you. I don't think the NBA Cup matters all that much. I think it's just kind of a gimmicky thing. But the thing is, if I'm the NBA, I'm requiring you to hang a championship banner to make it have a little bit more validity.
Yeah, all right. You get a very spirited
email back.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of those responses like the Warriors owner had, where it's gonna go to Reddit, because I'm definitely not hanging that thing up. Like, I don't care what you say. Find me then.
You're fine for every game you don't have
rare moment. Shout out to Dolan, man. Very rare.
Dubs in the chat. Rare dubs in the chat for Dolan. That's what Puka Nakua would say.
I would never. Like, come on, man. Madison Square Garden, it's the mecca of basketball. We're not gonna taint the house with the participation trophy type band. It means nothing. It means nothing. It's almost like a slap in the face to the fans who go through this misery every year. At least we got this.
That's what ESPN kind of said when they were doing their postgame. They were like, you guys have been starved for a championship. How does it feel not to win one? Like, essentially, is what the question.
Which is exactly why we're not hanging it up.
You guys won one, but we all know this isn't a real one.
Hang it up and then save this episode, so when we get into April or June, when they get eliminated, and listen to the jokes we have for them.
Nah, they ain't getting eliminated. They're winning it all. I like Mike Brown. The silence is deafening. Wow. We got a couple texts in. We are now 2 texts saying that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. 1 saying it is not. No, just a movie that happened. We're 2 for 2. We are tied. 2 for, 2 against. No, just a Christmas movie that happened. Just a movie that happened. That was a Freudian slip. No, just a movie that happened to be at Christmas. If you count it, then you have to count Lethal Weapon as a Christmas movie too, because it happens during the season. I'm right there with you. We did get a text in from Bruce.
Yeah.
The Knicks needs to raise the banner. I'm there with you, Bruce. I'm saying the NBA should force them to raise the banner. If they want the NBA Cup to be taken seriously, you make them raise the banner.
You want the banner up? Give it to Brooklyn. Don't you bring it to Madison Square.
Brooklyn, man.
Get a real championship in Madison Square Garden. Don't put that goofiness.
Hey, but we know
the Lakers shouldn't have did it either.
But they did.
Yeah,
they set the precedent.
What that franchise stands for. I bet you if Kobe was playing, he would not have went for that. I'm telling you, he would have not went for that.
No, Kobe's the ultimate competitor. He would have hung up any type of banner that says he's a champion.
You never heard him bragging about his Olympic feats, did you?
Well,
no, and he had quite a couple.
How many Olympic teams was he on?
He was on. I think he was on. I know the Redeem team was definitely.
He was on the Redeem team. But was he on the previous team?
I want to say he was on at least one more before.
I thought the big deal was that he joined the Redeem team.
Maybe he did.
After we got another text in. Bruce Willis himself said it's not a Christmas movie. I'm not going against the man. Thank you. So, and that's from a 540 number. That's a Fredericksburg guy right there.
It's probably your mom. Don't you?
No, that ain't my mom's number. Shout out to if you're not Frederick, that's also Harrisonburg area code. That's a lot of different area codes. But I'm assuming it's Fredericksburg, repping the brand.
Bruce, call back.
FXBG,
we're going to
baby.
The top of the hour.
FXBG, baby. All right, let's get a break in. We're going to take a quick break. Be back. Keep texting in 804-327-0888. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? I will agree with whatever the texts say. If they say I need to accept that it's a Christmas movie, switch my opinion. I'll switch my opinion. Text in.
Bob Black's here to get you through the wait. Whether it's hoops, gridiron, or on the diamond, 4 to 6 p.m. never sounded this smooth. Let's ride home with the voice of the Richmond Spiders.
At American Red Cross, we depend on your end-of-year donations to provide relief during emergencies and care for families in need. Visit redcross.org to make a donation that will change a life.
Vacation starts with VA. One thing you'll love about your trip to Virginia is that you'll never have to settle for one thing. All that you love is all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
This is Greg Trusinski from the Original Mattress Factory. I want to share the story of a couple I worked with recently. After receiving a quote from a competitor for a mattress, they visited OMF and found a mattress that was a great fit for them. They were so pleased with our quality and value that they ended up purchasing 2 mattresses, a box spring, headboard, and frame. Their total at OMF was roughly $400 less than what they would have spent on just the one mattress at the competitor. If you're ready to get better sleep for less, visit us at originalmattress.com.
Illuminate Light Show, Virginia's largest, longest-running, and most affordable drive-through light and music show, is back and bigger than ever. We're talking 3 million lights spanning a 2.5-mile route, all perfectly synchronized to some of your favorite Christmas tunes. Cap off the evening inside Santa's Village for food, fun, and shopping, and of course, pictures with Santa himself. Illuminate Light Show, 5:30 p.m. nightly at the Meadow Event Park in Doswell. More info at illuminatelightshow.com. Family owned and operated for over 12 years.
This is advertising material. 3 a.m. You're in the hospital, injured, and you need help now. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys answers 24/7. Accidents don't wait for business hours. Car accidents, truck wrecks, workplace injuries, medical malpractice. Serious injuries require immediate action. Over 250,000 clients represented. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now. 877-222-6666 or alexwins.law. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. We fight while you heal. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Phil George's licensed attorney in Virginia. Responsible for legal work. Office is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN.
The second hour of Fitz the Bill is brought to you by Birdie Golf. Tired of paying premium prices for big-name golf balls that overpromise and underdeliver? Step up your game with Birdie Golf. Learn more about a local company at birdiegolf.com. Change out the I's for ones, and you're there. That's B1RD1E golf.com. Birdie Golf.
You're listening to the second hour of Fitz the Bill on 1061 ESPN.
Welcome in hour number 2 of Fitz the Bill. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, Allen alongside right here on 1061 ESPN Richmond, the ESPN Richmond app, and ESPNRichmond.com. We're also streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to watch the stream, just head on over to those social media platforms. Type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop up, and you can watch the stream live. You can like, comment, and subscribe. We urge you to at least subscribe, and you'll get notified whenever we are live, because tomorrow morning at about this time, we'll be joined by Varina's coaching staff and a couple of players. They're joining us live in studio to talk about their state title run. We are pumped for that. We've got Duke from Graybos joining at 9:30 as well to help preview college football playoff action. Duke also, I'm going to get some interesting insights on the card market, because Graybos, the premier spot to get all of your trading card needs, everything like that. They've got everything you could imagine. But I'm intrigued to see like how college card markets are being impacted with the college football playoff, if at all. How the card market was impacted with Fernando Mendoza winning the Heisman, if at all. So we've got Duke joining us at about 9:30 tomorrow. And tomorrow is our last show of 2025. We are off from December 22nd to January 5th. We're taking that time off. We'll recharge. We'll reset. We'll come back in 2026 with big ideas, big goals, and we'll share that all with you when we are back on the air on January 5th. You don't want to miss it. And also tomorrow, drum roll, please. Imagine a drum roll here. We are announcing the Fitz the Bill Food Review Champion. We went to how many games? We were at a game every Friday, and we were trying the food. Granted, the Fitz the Bill Food Review did not come into play until later in the season. However, the places that we did not hit early on were circled back to.
Yeah, no, and besides, I ate everywhere. Trust me.
No, sometimes I ate a little bit too much. I think I put on weight in the football
I don't know
season.
if you can get through the games without eating something. Matter of fact, I think one of our friends said that. I think from Ball and VA.
Yeah.
I think he was like, yeah, you got to get at least a hot dog.
Yeah, you got to get something.
It's a long night.
And the smell that's wafting around everything.
Yeah, that doesn't help either.
And when it got cold, I didn't eat at the state championship game because, look, it was a college stadium. The food's a little different there.
I didn't eat at the state championship game because I was at my mom's house.
That's number one.
Yeah,
that's number one.
My pregame meal was Biscuitville, which was great. I love Biscuitville.
Biscuitville.
Yes. It's weird. It's weird that it's not in Harrisonburg.
I've heard of Biscuitville. I drove by it all the time when I would drive from Charlotte to Richmond on 85. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's
biscuits, right?
It's North Carolina based. It's breakfast sandwiches. But the biscuits are made from scratch, and they've got like breakfast pastries that they make from scratch as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll try it
If
out
it
next time.
satisfies my picky kids, it's definitely good.
I know. They always just close at like 3 or something.
They close at like 3. They open at like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting hours.
It's just primarily a breakfast joint,
spot, yeah.
And they do pretty good for themselves.
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A closing on Sundays. You're like, why would they do that? And then you're like, oh, well, they're the highest grossing.
Stays packed.
All the time. I remember one like opened in Charlotte when I was living down there, and the line was like 2 times wrapped around the Biscuitville, and I was like, one day I'll try that. Still haven't. So we'll be announcing our Fitz the Bill food review champion tomorrow at around 8:45 a.m. You do not want to miss that either. It is a packed show tomorrow for our final show of 2025. Bruce, I know you tried to call in before we went to the top of the hour break. I have a feeling I know what you want to. Okay, so Bruce is on the line. I have a feeling I know what Bruce wants to talk about, and it's probably directed towards Allen and his NBA Cup hatred.
Hey, good morning again, Fitz. Good morning, Allen. Man, come on, guys. Hey, man, look, I literally was walking and heard the comment, they want to hang that cup raft in the rafters. Give it to Brooklyn. Come on, man. That y'all need to save that, bro. That's classic, man. You talk about the level of disrespect. That's some classic stuff, man.
I mean, I said it with my chest. I meant every word of it. Like, we're talking about the Bing Bong people, man. Like, we had a whole movement for the Knicks, and their sights are set on a championship, not an NBA Cup. It's just not. Nah, it can't be done, man. I mean, I could have been really disrespectful and said give it to the Globetrotters, but I don't want to do that.
Whoa, no! If you wanted to be really disrespectful, give it to the Generals, the team the Globetrotters play.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the Brooklyn is the call, man. I'm gonna be honest. That's a whole nother level.
I don't respect the franchise.
Brooklyn or New York?
Brooklyn. It's just like, why are you even here?
Send it back over to Newark, New Jersey, where the Nets used to play.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
I got people in Newark, man. I got family in Newark.
Hey,
Come on, man.
Newark's a nice city. I lived in Hoboken for a little bit. I was right on the other side of Newark.
That's the Lakers Clippers type of disrespect, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Lakers should have given it to the Clippers.
That's
to hang
exactly
up.
what they should have
In
did.
theory, when the Lakers did hang up the NBA Cup banner, you could argue they also hung it up in the Clippers' home arena because at the time they were splitting their time.
Now, Bruce, be honest. If Kobe was playing, do you think Kobe would have accepted that?
Heard the pause?
Yeah, right? Right?
I thought you dropped there for a second, Bruce.
I'm telling you, Kobe would have been like, I don't want this. That's why I loved it,
come
man.
on, man.
That's exactly why I
so
loved
I'll leave y'all with this. Hopefully this is comical. You let the 76ers win it. We hanging that jump.
We know you are.
Y'all
we know you
y'all
are.
gonna have T-shirts and hats and everything, man.
Yes. Y'all be good, guys.
Appreciate
Enjoy
it, Bruce.
time off,
Take care.
man.
Appreciate it, Bruce. It's almost as bad as the Hornets. Did you see what the Hornets did?
No.
It wasn't the Hornet. I don't think it may have been Hornets branded actually, because the Hornets haven't won anything ever, right? Down there in Charlotte, down there in the true Queen City. Don't let anyone else tell you anything else. Charlotte is the true Queen City, named after Charlotte herself. They won the Summer League, and they made Summer League champion shirts. That's what the 76ers would do.
I can't remember if the Spurs. I know the Spurs celebrated because I think Becky Hammond was the coach.
Yeah,
but I don't know if they made shirts or anything.
The Hornet.
I don't know.
I contemplated buying a shirt.
Man,
I contemplated doing it.
I just, for a franchise like the Knicks, man, like seriously, stand for something. And I
they're standing for something.
Yeah,
they are,
and again,
who would have thought New York Knicks? Who thought a New York-based team would be on Allen's good side?
Exactly. I was gonna say I'd never have anything nice
2025 finishing out crazily.
Got to give credit where credit's due, man. Go Dolan on this one. It'll change next week.
Yeah, and it'll change in the playoffs when they somehow blow a 25-point lead and in a game 7.
How are we losing to the Pacers? I still don't get it. And I say we jokingly. What is going on? Man.
I hitched my wagon to the Knicks last playoffs.
You did.
Well, it was looking good, and then it didn't look good. So that's always fun. Look, there's a big game coming. There's a massive game coming on Saturday night. And as a JMU alum, I've held myself from talking about this game too much this week. I resigned myself to doing it today, maybe a little bit tomorrow. I will say I've been, not to toot my own horn, we accidentally went viral over on JMU Sports News, a JMU sports blog I run with a friend of mine, Bennett Conlon, the assistant sports editor at the Baltimore Sun. He's been a friend of the program before. We ripped off a couple of tweets and accidentally went viral. So this week I've been doing radio hits and like podcast hits across the country. Yesterday I was on a Portland radio station over there in Oregon. I was on a Florida State podcast. Thought you'd like that. Who covers like all of college football, but it was interesting. So I've been talking about it a lot, but I haven't talked about it on this show. But JMU takes on Oregon. Is it still a 21.5 point spread?
I have not checked. I would imagine it hasn't moved.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I can check real quick.
And that is probably just about right. Apparently, according to the numbers that I have at my disposal, the public and the money really like JMU to cover that spread because the advanced nerd numbers like JMU to at least keep this one relatively close. The predictive metrics have JMU as a similar team as Texas. And those predictive metrics, they come with a grain of salt because of quality of competition, all of that. But they do take into account how good the opponents you're playing are and how badly you are beating them. And based off of the data from this past year, looking ahead, projecting, JMU and Texas are very similar teams. So with that being said, I don't expect this to be a huge blowout from the Ducks. I think the Ducks likely win by 2 to 3 touchdowns, but I think JMU keeps this one interesting for quite some time for the main reason of the defense for JMU is so good. The offense is going to have issues, and I hope they hear this, and I hope they use it as bulletin board material. But look, Oregon's defense is one of the best in the nation at limiting explosive plays. And this season, when JMU has played good defenses, Louisville, Washington State, and Troy in the Sun Belt Championship game, those were the best defenses they faced. JMU struggled to string together plays to have long, extended drives. They relied heavily on explosive plays. They even had to rely on explosive plays in the blowout wins against App State, against Old Dominion, things of that sort. JMU has been a big-time boom or bust offense, and it's been a blast to watch in the Sun Belt. You watched it in the Sun Belt Championship game. The boom play was the Wayne Knight 73-yard touchdown run that was Beastquake 2.0. He broke 6 tackles right through the middle of the offensive line en route to a huge touchdown that ended up being the game winner. The Ducks aren't going to let that happen. Oregon's defense is extremely good at forcing you, if you're going to score, to string together long, extended drives. And I just don't know if JMU's offense will be able to do that time and time again. And JMU's going to have to rely heavily on that defense to keep them in the game, maybe a defensive score as well. But I don't see Oregon just kind of running completely over JMU. I think JMU will be able to keep it close, and maybe it's a late turnover or something like that gives Oregon a 3-touchdown lead, a 2-touchdown lead, whatever. But I think 21.5 is just about right. If I was a betting man, which I'm not really all that much, but I would take JMU plus 21.5. That's my lean on this game.
Yeah, so the general consensus plus 20.5 at MGM, and then minus 21.5 at some sites. So you're looking anywhere between 20.5 to 21.5 right now. If you like JMU, obviously take the 21.5. If you like Oregon, obviously take the 20.5.
Yeah. Odd shop.
Yeah. And in the case of like what you were talking about with the strategy, you gotta sustain some drives.
Yeah, you've got to eat up time of possession.
Yeah, because your defense, in order for your defense to be an asset against Oregon, you got to make sure you reward them if they get the 3 and out, because Oregon's pace of play is crazy.
Yes,
it's very methodical, it's very quick, but it's not like what you see out of UTSA or something like that. It's not just go, but it has spurt ability. If our guy Kellogg was on, it's a spurt ability offense, and you don't want to be you don't want to be put in a position where I would imagine early on they're going to try to drain you to get you behind the sticks or get you behind on the scoreboard too, because in their mind the pressure that they can generate is probably the asset there. Like they don't want to make it where you're running the ball and getting chunk yards. They're going to put you in passing downs. Let's see what our guy Alonzo can do. Is he going to be able to beat us over the top in the man-to-man? Because I know he's willing to throw it, but I don't know if his accuracy is necessarily there where they would be afraid to try him.
I think the question is Dean Kennedy going to open up the playbook and let Alonzo throw deep? Because against UNC,
he's going to have to.
Yeah, no, I hope he does, because that's like when Alonzo's cooking, his deep ball is one of the best in the G5.
Yeah.
Now, that's the G5, and that's different than a Big Ten defense that is the 5th seeded team in the college football playoff. The thing with it is you got to open up their playbook. I imagine JMU will, because what do they have to lose? The coaching staff is gone. Like, this is a game where they are probably going to do everything under the sun. JMU's offense this season has scored pretty effectively. They've done it through the explosives, but they average 2.73 points per drive, which is 9th best in the nation. Oregon's offense averages 2.68 points per drive, 13th best in the nation. There is one weakness on Oregon's defense, and I don't know if JMU will be able to take advantage of it, but Oregon's defense is 50th in the nation in 3rd and 4th down success rate. They hold you pretty well, but you can kind of get got. That is the one weakness, that they allow successful plays on 3rd and 4th down. They allow opponents to convert at about a 40% clip on them, 50th in the nation. JMU's offense converts 3rd and 4th downs on a 49% clip. So that is something that JMU can try and exploit. But at the same time, that defense is so good on early downs that it's going to be a lot of 3rd and longs, 4th and longs. And I don't know if JMU can live in 3rd and pass or 4th and pass, if you have to go for it, and put the game on Alonzo Barnett's shoulders. Similar to what Gary from Zootopia 2 said, the snake, I can't put the weight of the world on my shoulders because I don't have shoulders.
Yeah, I would expect Oregon's going to give you some man-to-man and aggressive looks on defense. That's what they do. They're not going to change that up no matter who they play. Shout out to Jeremiah Smith for reminding them, don't play man-to-man on me. They still did it. They got absolutely obliterated for it. But I don't imagine that's going to change, especially if they play JMU. But I think the first half is key for JMU. They got to keep it close in the first half. If anything, if you're fortunate enough to be up in the first half, that's great, because what Oregon likes to do is they like to play pretty quick in the first half and get you tired and then come out in the second half and then kind of manage the game and lean on you a little bit more. So you want to avoid the first half blitz and the pace. You don't want to tire out your defense. You want to keep your legs fresh. Maybe limit your rotations too, because if you're doing substitutions, that's going to come into play because they love to speed it up when they see you subbing and things like that. So it'll need to be managed from the sideline first, and most importantly, then we will need to go to the field and see performance.
Yeah, exactly. Something I have said about this game, though, because it is a huge mountain to climb for JMU, and it's something I have said on all of these like hits that I have done, because everyone always asks, right, Alan? What are your expectations for the game? What do you think is going to happen? You know what my answer is every single time? Look, I'm here for a good time. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here to enjoy every second of it. And if JMU can make this an enjoyable game, I'm going to have a blast doing it. I'm not naive enough to think that JMU has the firepower to win this game if they just go straight up against Oregon. No, they're going to have to muck the game up. They're going to have to force a couple of turnovers. The defense is going to have to play its best game of the season, because you know why? They're playing the 11 best players they have ever faced off against. Sure, you had the Louisville game earlier this year, but like Oregon is a much better team than Louisville.
Significantly. Not only that, Eugene is definitely a totally different atmosphere.
Also, Oregon's lost twice in the last decade at Autzen Stadium.
Yeah, Indiana got him this year, but even Ohio State lost to him last year there. So the thing that, if you're JMU, I know for me personally, if I was on the team or if I was like on the staff or the coach, like, I mean, you belong here. You earned this right. Like, It's not the David and Goliath that I think a lot of people think it is. And I think that's partially because of Oregon as a brand. But, like, the talent at JMU is really good G5 talent. And not only that, you could literally point to Indiana. Obviously, I wouldn't say this if I was Coach Chesney, but, like, for us on this side, I can tell you and you can tell people, Indiana took a lot of JMU G5 talent, and they've converted it and shown that it can play at this level if the coaching is right.
And you even look at the team that JMU has this year. Wayne Knight, and JMU fans are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. Wayne Knight's going to a P4 next year. Yeah. He's a good running back. Sahir West, a redshirt freshman defensive end who had 3 sacks, 5.5 TFLs in the Sun Belt Championship. He's a P4 guy. There are reports that he's going to be worth upwards of $1 million on the open transfer market this offseason. You've got him. Alonzo Barnett might follow Chesney to UCLA and be a good Big Ten QB. Like, there's so much talent across this. Nick DeGennaro, the former Richmond wide receiver, he was recruited and played at Maryland to start his collegiate career. He clearly has Big Ten talent coming out of high school if they identified him to go to Maryland. Like, there is talent. You can turn to Indiana. And additionally, with Indiana, they downed Oregon at Autzen Stadium in Eugene earlier this season. And you know Trent Hendrick, Richmond product, he's probably still got a relationship with Aiden Fisher. And you know what he did this week? He probably called up his Indiana former teammates, and he was like, hey, guys, what'd you do? And they talked about the game plan they did and got tips and pointers on how you can slow down Dante Moore in this Eugene and this Oregon offense. Funny thing is, we were talking with Jeff Schwartz, former NFL player, former Oregon Duck. He currently is a Fox Sports analyst now. We were talking with him on the JMU Sports News podcast, and he goes, man, the weather looks good for this game. It should be a good game. The weather's looking good. Then you go to Eugene, and this is just what a Pacific Northwester, I think, says. It's rain every day. They're in the middle of a flood watch.
Yeah, I bet.
And Jeff Schwartz is like, the weather doesn't look all that bad. There's only a 60% chance of rain.
I bet.
But it's gonna be super fun. As a JMU alum, it's been so fun, kind of basking in the spotlight as the college football world has turned its attention to JMU and this game, and just being in the college football playoffs. Been a blast. The Dukes have a path forward to beat the Ducks. It's not an easy path. There's a reason why the line is 21.5, 20.5, depending on what book you're looking at. But there is a path forward for JMU to be competitive and keep this one close. There is a huge change, though, that's coming in the college football playoff starting next year. We'll break that down on the other side of the break.
With 19 NCAA Division I sports and 84 majors, Coastal Carolina University affords student athletes the competition and learning they crave. From FBS football to ladies volleyball, from championship baseball to ladies lacrosse, from business to theater arts, Coastal Carolina University offers a depth of learning both on the field and in the classroom. Eager ambition is a hallmark of students and faculty at Coastal Carolina University. Schedule a tour and learn more at coastal.edu.
The RVA Sports Awards are back. Celebrate our sports community by nominating a coach, athlete, or local leader who inspired you and showcases the true RVA spirit. Voting is now open for Athlete of the Year, Team of the Year, Coach of the Year, as well as Most Inspirational Moment in 2025 online at RVASportsAwards.com. The 5th Annual RVA Sports Awards will be held Saturday, January 31st at the Altria Theater, hosted by 2-time Olympic gold medalist and soccer legend Brianna Curry. Reserve your tickets today.
This is advertising material. 3 a.m. You're in the hospital, injured, and you need help now. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys answers 24/7. Accidents don't wait for business hours. Car accidents, truck wrecks, workplace injuries, medical malpractice. Serious injuries require immediate action. Over 250,000 clients represented. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now. 877-222-6666 or alexwins.law. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. We fight while you heal. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Phil George's licensed attorney in Virginia. Responsible for legal work. Office is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 23510.
The Down on the Farms Contract Series welcomes Luke Combs UK to the Secure Testing Services Pavilion at the Hanover Vegetable Farm on Saturday, June 20th, 2026. Dust off your hats and boots. Luke Combs UK, the world's leading tribute to Luke Combs and endorsed by the man himself, is coming to town for an unforgettable night of country music. Tickets go on sale this Friday, December 12th at 11 a.m. p.m. All details at FOTFconcerts.com. Presented by Premise Bank, B&W Builders, Bud Light, Richmond Ford West, and Ultimate Pools.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FAME25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FAME25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FAME25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
1061 ESPN.
Catch Border to Border with Matt Josephs.
Statewide sports debates.
Unfiltered takes and no-nonsense analysis. Tune in daily and join the conversation.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols.
Who's the best Christmas song singer? Like, is it Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Michael Bublé?
It's probably a generational thing. People would probably argue about. I hear more spin of Michael Bublé, but that's also probably because he crossed over into, like, you know, the retail stores. Yeah. So you hear Bublé on commercials, in the store, everywhere.
You can't escape him in Kohl's.
No, you can't. Like, honestly, my introduction to Michael Bublé, I thought he was just a Christmas song singer. Because that's all I heard. Like, the very first time I heard him, I was like, dang, this dude sings every Christmas song.
He's Shohei Ohtani's walk-up song?
Oh, I think I have heard. Yeah, feel good. Yeah, feeling good. I think I have heard that.
Fun fact: who would have thought that Shohei Ohtani is like? You know what gets me hype when I'm walking up to bat? So Michael Bublé.
I thought it would be what's my man? You gotta know when to hold them. Know when.
Chill. Who is that? George?
No, man. It's Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
I should have known. The Gambler. Yeah, the Gambler.
Yeah.
Duh. That was my fault. Hand up, might be.
No, I mean, we're talking sports. It's hard to just pull out musical artists.
804-327-0888. I think I'm up right now. We'll have to do an official count at the next commercial break, but I think I'm up right now in terms of getting Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Text in, yes or no. Yes, it is a Christmas movie. No, it's not a Christmas movie. Alan believes Die Hard is indeed a Christmas movie. I'm in the camp that it is indeed not a Christmas movie. And I'll say it, whatever the text line says, I will fully support. If we end up getting the ballot boxes stuffed with yes, it is Christmas movies, I'll respect the decision. But I believe the unofficial count favors me. So, we've got a change coming to the college football playoff next year, and it's something that's flown under the radar over the last, 18 months. We've talked about this Memorandum of Understanding, this MOU, which was signed 18 months ago, and it's all but secured Notre Dame a spot. It has said that if the Irish are ranked inside the top 12 of a 12-team or 14-team playoff, say that 10 times fast, they automatically get into the field. So this year, they were ranked 11th. They would have automatically got in. This is based off of an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding signed 18 months ago. Now, the full details of that MOU are kind of starting to leak out, or at least being picked apart a little bit more. Additionally, it ensures that all Power Conference champs will make it. The ACC champs, so Duke would have made it this year. The SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12. All four will have their conference champion ensured entry into the college football playoff. And they'll ensure that just one non-power conference champion will make it in. There are a couple of Anonymous athletic directors were quoted in a Ross Dellinger story on Yahoo Sports. One of them said, "Why did we agree to give Notre Dame that?" And it kind of goes to as well, why would the G5 commissioners agree to something that essentially freezes them out of the college football playoff, ensuring that what happened this year would never happen again? Now, of course, the G5 commissioners didn't have the ability to see the future and didn't have the ability to know that in 18 months there would be two G5s in the college football playoff because of the ACC's backwards tiebreaker. But it's pretty simple. The Big Ten and the SEC strong-armed the ACC, the Big 12, the Sun Belt, the American Athletic Conference, Conference USA, the Mountain West. The SEC and the Big Ten really strong-armed the rest of the conference commissioners because last spring, the Big Ten and SEC threatened to take their ball and leave. They threatened to create their own postseason system if they were not granted a majority of the college football playoff revenue. Currently combined, they get 58% of the college football playoff revenue. And they also get full authority over the playoff format. The non-power conferences only had a finite amount of time to opt into the deal, or they would have been left out in the cold. And as we all know, the G5 conference commissioners don't have enough sway in those rooms to get the Big Ten and SEC off of something like that. And now there is a question that is being asked by conference commissioners, by college leaders. What happens if this playoff structure gets expanded to 16 teams? Because right now, this memorandum of understanding only covers a playoff up to 14 teams. That is in the language that was signed. It covers a 12-team playoff, and it covers a 14-team playoff. Conference commissioners are currently exploring an expansion to 16 teams starting next year. One college leader said, quote, "The main tenets of the guarantees wouldn't change." Another college official suggests that Notre Dame's guarantee would, in fact, be impacted by any renegotiation if the playoff expands beyond 14. But regardless, this is a massive bummer. You've seen it in JMU. You've seen it in Tulane. In the case of Tulane, from mid-November to now, Tulane's donor contributions have rose 373% compared to the same stretch last year. These G5 schools that get their time in the spotlight are absolutely making the most of it, and it's a bummer that the SEC and the Big Ten are being twerps about it all, and they're trying to freeze out the rest of the college football world. It is truly, truly a bummer. And as someone, I mentioned it last segment, as someone who has, in a way, benefited from JMU being in the college football playoff, the JMU blog, essentially, that I run with a friend of mine, Bennett Conlon, JMU Sports News, the growth that we have seen from this has been astronomical. We've grown over 13,000 followers on Twitter, plus another 1,000 on Instagram. The comments, the views that we're getting on YouTube have been huge growths from this time last year. And things like the college football playoff, the NCAA tournament as well, but that's not being threatened as much right now. The college football playoff, it brings so much attention to the quote-unquote little guys, and it matters so much to them. And the fact that you're seeing Greg Sankey, I don't even know who the Big Ten commissioner is anymore. Kevin Warren used to be it. Now he's the Chicago Bears president, which is why I hope the Chicago Bears fail as they look at potentially moving their stadium to Indiana. Complete joke. That's besides the point. The Big Ten and the SEC are trying to just siphon all the power to themselves and freeze out the little guys and completely change the landscape of college football as we know it. Look, the NIL, all of that paying players, that's one issue, but the real issue is what the Big Ten and the SEC are trying to do on the grand scheme of it all. All right, we're going to go out to the phone lines. We've got Roy on line one. Good morning, Roy. How are we doing?
Merry Christmas. Doing very well. Just weighing in, your answer, in my opinion, that it was not a Christmas movie is given in the last quotes of the movie. If you'll remember, after it was all over, that he went out and got in a either a taxi or whatever, and the driver said something to the effect of, "Hey, if this was Christmas Eve, I can hardly wait for New Year's Eve. In other words, it just happened to happen on Christmas. It could have been a party in the high rise on Independence Day, or it could have been a party at Thanksgiving. It just happened that's when the group was together in the building at a party.
Thank you.
And the guy said, at the end of the movie, they gave you the answer when he said, if this was Christmas Eve, I can hardly wait for New Year's Eve.
That's what I've been saying. The movie didn't need it to be based around Christmas. It could have been any holiday.
Yep. Well, that's my thought. Anyway, you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Appreciate it, Roy. Have a great rest of your time. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for agreeing with me. I always appreciate a good agreement on my end. We're going to keep it out on the phone lines. We got South Carolina Duke on line 2. Good morning, man. How we doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. Greetings from Nakatomi Plaza. But, hey, I just wanted to call in. A buddy of mine down in Atlanta was at the gym this morning, and he said some nameless, faceless dude just walks up and accosts a JMU alum for wearing a JMU shirt, and he said that JMU is, quote, ruining the CFP.
Oh, man. People are funny. I've had people come up to me, too, South Carolina Duke, and be like, JMU has no business being in the college football playoff. Multiple people have come up and said that to me, and I'm like, that's not the argument. The argument is they made it underneath the rules that were set forth in front of them, and it's not their fault the ACC decided to have backwards tiebreakers, and now the entire college football playoff system is trying to be upended because of it. But who knew that it was actually all changed 18 months ago before any of this even happened? People are so funny with this. Yep. Enjoy the little guy. Enjoy the underdog.
Well, I'm guarantee you $1 to a donut that this is some just Yahoo, Alabama, or Georgia sidewalk alumni with that came up to him. But anyway, he's going, y'all don't have the NIL to compete. And my buddy just asked him, he said, well, this will help us get the NIL. And he said, but I have one question for you. He said, are you going to watch the game? And the guy goes, yes. And he goes, you'll be entertained, I promise.
But that's the thing. You're going to watch the game still. So is it really ruining it? You're still going to sit down and enjoy a football game.
Yeah. Well, again, we are living rent free in the minds of the unwashed masses.
Exactly.
Hey, good show. Talk to you later.
Appreciate it, South Carolina Duke. Have a great rest of your day. Merry Christmas as well. Appreciate you calling in. We got to get to a break here. We'll step aside, be back with more Fitz the Bill on this Thursday morning, right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
When you talk with your child about fentanyl, you might think they hear this. But what they'll really hear is this.
It only takes one tiny little bit of fentanyl to kill you. And they're putting in fake pills, and it might even be in vape pens.
Because research shows that parents are still one of the most important sources of information for kids. So have the talk about fentanyl. It only takes one conversation to save a life. Sponsored by It Only Takes One.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, lift with your legs, man.
Santa! Did you get my letter?
He's talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not that.
Of course he did. Right, Santa?
You know, my elf Drewski here, he handles the nice list.
An elf? I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17, and at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies, right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part, you can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Nice. My side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed. With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier or cancel. Finance agreement 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line. $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
1061 ESPN in your pocket. Download the app for on-demand shows, live updates, podcasts, and sports takes hotter than a game-winning drive. Your team, your way. Get it now.
Bells will be ringing. This sad, sad news.
We've got an official count. 4 no's. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. 2 yeses. Boom.
I mean, that's cool. The creator said it was a Christmas movie.
No, but
Bruce Willis. The actor says it's not, but the creator says
no.
that
See,
it is.
see, that's the common misconception. The actor's actually the creator. He's the one that brings it to life.
The writers
and
the directors.
I don't trust them.
All said it was a.
I only trust those that confirm my priors.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, even AI, when I put it in, AI said
AI cannot be trusted.
Die Hard is widely considered a Christmas movie by many, including its creators, due to its setting on Christmas Eve.
Is that Gemini? Is that Google
of
Gemini?
Family reunion and numerous holiday references. I'm just saying.
Is that Gemini?
No, it's not.
Is that ChatGPT?
No. It's
just AI. Just the idea of AI. It's just artificial intelligence. It's just floating out there. There is a good Die Hard-esque movie that was on Netflix last year called Carry On. Taron Egerton, who played Elton John, if you watched Rocket Man, the biopic on him.
If you watched The Kingsman, too, he was awesome.
Oh, yeah, he was in Kingsman,
and
too.
he's the gorilla in
Sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very talented guy.
Get you a guy that can do it all, right?
I mean, for real.
Carry On was also a very good movie, and it's kind of got Die Hard-esque types of things where it takes place during Christmas, but you could argue that it's not a Christmas movie because you could set that in any scenario. But that's a very good movie that kind of gives Die Hard vibes. 10 out of 10, I'd recommend Carry On. If you're looking for Christmas viewing, that's just I'm here to break down the Christmas viewing. We got a text in. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Man, that's 5-2.
I feel like these texters are just the same people.
Don't look at the numbers. if you might see my number continuously coming up. We got it. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's an action movie that takes place during Christmas. That's what I've been saying. Man.
So what qualifies a Christmas movie as a Christmas movie then?
Christmas needs to be a core part of the plot. That's how I genuinely, that's how I see it. That's why I don't necessarily consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. I do not think that Christmas is a core. It's kind of what Macaulay Culkin said. Maybe I should play that clip. The plot, if you took Christmas out of the plot, it doesn't hold up. And for Die Hard, I think if you take Christmas out of the plot, it still holds up. Home Alone, I would argue if you take Christmas out of the plot, it doesn't hold up because so much of it is around Christmas, where Die Hard's just not that. But I'm willing to hear other arguments. 804-327-0888. We're currently at 5 no's. It's not a Christmas movie. 2 yeses. It is a Christmas movie as we turn our attention to the rest of the college football playoff slate.
There's other games?
I'm not going to be tuned into any of them. I'm going to be mentally preparing all day for JMU Oregon. I'm going to be sitting on my couch just pounding adult beverages responsibly, waiting for the game. Just kidding. No, lots of other games. And by lots, I mean 3 other games. Starting tomorrow night, Alabama, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, a slight favorite, 1.5-point favorite at home. Did you know Alabama has never lost to the same opponent twice in a season since 1893?
I mean, that checks considering their history as a
I know
blue blood football.
But isn't that crazy? 1893 was the last time they lost to the same opponent twice in a season. So Oklahoma, history is not on your side.
How did they even win the first time?
Well, that is a great question because the first time these two teams played, what? Alabama outgained them by 200 yards.
I thought they dominated the game, but they didn't win. So.
Three turnovers. I mean, the key was they lost by, 2 points in that game, and Oregon. See, that's where my mind's at. I see the O, and I'm like, this is all Oregon all the time. Oklahoma won that game by 2 points. They had 10 points off of turnovers, and they were outgained by 200. Alabama was the better football team in that game. I hate to use the L word, but Oklahoma got lucky. They got the win, and that's why they're hosting this game, which is a pretty big sway, right? Like, that was a 2-point win in Tuscaloosa. Now you get them in Norman. I still like Alabama. I think they are the better team. I think Alabama is a darn good football team. I know people were upset that a 3-loss SEC school got in, but look, they are a darn good football team. I think for Alabama, our last thought of them was getting manhandled by Georgia in the SEC championship game. But, I mean, I think they're going to win this game. I would take them to win outright, not even to cover the spread. I think Alabama wins this game outright. They have the better quarterback. I really like the Crimson Tide.
I don't think they're a darn good football team. I think they're a good football team. I think even before I saw the final score of the game against Georgia, the optics for Alabama being shaky was already there for me. I don't care if you are the premier program in America. If you got 3 losses, you don't belong in the playoffs. I'm sick of SEC bias, and they should win, but just because they should win, they'll probably lose because that has been DeBoer at Alabama.
That kind of has been. I will agree with that. DeBoer has lost a lot.
They were like, can I go on a little rant here?
Please,
they were
the floor is yours.
Grossly unprepared, unorganized, and just completely disgusting brand of football against Georgia. There's no way in the world they should get utterly dominated like they did. It almost looked like they never played before, like they had never practiced during the week. Like, it was embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing, the product that was put out there. Forget Alabama or anything. For this level of college football, off that game alone, I don't care if you're not supposed to be punished for the conference championship. Do not put that team in the playoffs. They don't deserve it. They don't even want it. Like, it was gross. I can't believe that they get another opportunity to prove what we already know. They're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. I would have given that to anybody. I would have given it to
Notre
Vandy.
Dame?
I would have given it to Vandy.
Nope.
I'd be that crazy. I'd rather have Vandy in there. Vandy would have put up a better fight against Georgia than what Alabama did. Like, they literally looked like they were unprepared. It's a team you'd already beaten. What is going on? It wasn't competitive.
You're not.
It looked like Verina versus Loudon. Like, seriously, they didn't cross midfield for a half. Georgia's good. Georgia's great. They're not that good. They're not that great unless you don't try, Alabama.
That's a very valid point.
So, yeah, who cares about this game? I'm disgusted to see him in the playoffs, but yeah, I got him to win.
This is horrible, ugly. I can't believe it. Alabama by 3 points.
Yeah.
They are the better team. Then that turns us to Saturday, where Miami takes on Texas A&M. Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator for Miami, he just listen to what he had to say about Malachi Toney, the star freshman.
I have to ask you about Malachi Toney because he's obviously the rookie of the year. You've done so many different things with him in this offense. How much can he be someone who can keep A&M on their toes because of the different things that you can do with him?
We're going to line him up everywhere. And so they're going to have to know where he's at. And so as the season went, I've just put more and more on him. And he's lined up at every position, every receiver position, really every tight end position besides on the ball, all the off alignments. I'm just trying to hide him and move him around. And then ultimately the last month or so, he's been lining up at quarterback and playing very good there. And so we're going to utilize him every which way we can. But I do want it to be a deal where they're over there pointing him out every play, which you can see over the past month of the season. Every play that he's in the game, well, he's in the game every play. But they're over there like, okay, that's him right there. He's, so I mean, I want people to see, okay, this is the formation, but where's he at? And so to me, that's important because he's going to be everywhere and you're going to have to find him. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo deal. I'm going to make you find him at the right spot.
Malachi Toney is a monster of a wide receiver. He's reclassified to be in Miami this year. He should be playing his senior year of high school football, but he reclassed. He's young, he's explosive, and he's coming off of his 2 best games as a Miami Hurricane. Against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg on the 22nd of November, he had 12 catches, 146 yards. Then he backs that up with the final game of the regular season against a ranked Pitt team, 13 catches, 126 yards across those 2 games, 2 touchdowns. Across the last 3 games of the season, 4 touchdowns. The dude is one of the more fun wide receivers in the nation. And if Miami lives up to what Shannon Dawson said, Texas A&M's going to have a tough time stopping him. He's going to be, and I'm not breaking any news here, he's the X factor in this game. If Miami can get him going, and if Carson Beck can get him the football, Miami's got a path to take down Texas A&M.
Malachi Toney is one of the best weapons in college football. Really,
He's so fun to watch.
He's definitely dynamic. He's what I consider a triple threat receiver, right? You can put him in the backfield. He can take the ball out the backfield if needed on jet sweeps and stuff. When he's in open field, he's got the moves to get you yards after the catch. And then obviously the receiving component, he can do everything. He can go up, he can go down, he can catch one hand. Yeah, he can do whatever you need him to do or ask him to do. Scheme it, and it'll get executed by him. So they definitely got a great one there. I had spotted him well before he even hit the field, man. Like this year, coming in as a freshman, I knew he was going to be special, and he hasn't disappointed.
And then the final college football playoff game, other than the JMU-Oregon game, which we already previewed, Tulane is going to Ole Miss to take on the – what is Ole Miss? Is Ole Miss the Rebels?
Yeah, I think they're the Rebels.
They're a funny school because I only ever refer to them as Ole Miss. They are the Ole Miss Rebels.
It's funny. You know our conversation yesterday about the Phoenix?
Yeah. The Fighting Christians?
Crimson Tide. Like, why did that pop in our heads? Yeah, I know. I thought about that earlier when I was talking with Jamie. I was like, duh, why didn't that pop in our heads?
That's a good one. Ole Miss hosting Tulane. Those 2 teams faced off earlier this season, September 20th. It was a 45-10 win for Ole Miss. And that one, of course, as the old adage goes, it's tough to beat a team twice in the same season. Big reason why Alabama has not lost to the same opponent twice in a year since 1893. With that being said, however, Ole Miss is the much better team. I think it'll be a close game. There is a lot of distraction going on in the Ole Miss world, but just as much with Tulane as John Summerall's Twitter picture is him wearing Tulane gear and Florida gear. It's insane. He's splitting his time, much like Bob Chesney is between JMU and UCLA. But Ole Miss, I don't think will blow them out in the same way that they did earlier back in September, but I think Ole Miss should have the talent advantage to pull away and get this win. All right, let's get our last break in here. We'll be back to wrap up this Thursday edition and get you set for the final show of 2025 tomorrow. Keep it locked right here, 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
Every day, the team at Robinson's Plumbing Service shows up with one goal: to help someone. Sometimes it's a family with no hot water. Sometimes it's a homeowner staring down a clogged kitchen sink. But what you may not see is how these everyday fixes help fuel something bigger. acts of kindness and support, reaching people throughout our community. This past year, your service calls helped Robinsons continue its commitment to local programs that make life better for our neighbors. Not with fanfare, not with headlines, just with steady, year-round giving, because that's who we are. As we look ahead to a new year, we're excited to keep building, serving, and giving together. And if you're a plumber who wants to be a part of a team that cares as much about people as pipes, there's a place for you here. Thank you for letting Robinsons be part of your home and part of a stronger, kinder Richmond. Give us a call at 794-0918. Merry Christmas and a bright, hopeful new year from everyone at Robinson's Plumbing Service.
Calling all yacht rock lovers. Yachtly Crew, the nation's #1 yacht rock band, is coming to town. Join us on July 25th at Serve Pro After Hours concerts at the Innsbruck Pavilion. Experience a night filled with your favorite yacht rock hits as part of tribute nights in Glen Allen, Virginia. Don't miss a fantastic evening of live music. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at AfterHoursInnsbruck.com.
As winter settles in and nights get longer, shouldn't your sleep get better too? At the Original Mattress Factory, our mattresses are made with comfortable materials and soft, luxurious fabrics, paired with superior support to care for your body and help it to rejuvenate as you sleep. And since we build all our mattresses here in town, you'll spend less than you would elsewhere. Better quality, made locally, for less money. Stop by one of our locations to try them out or learn more at originalmattress.com.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From kickoff to the final whistle.
Let's go!
Your Sundays belong to the NFL. The league's best matchups all season long. Only on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks NFL all season long.
Fitz the Bill. Thursday morning, wrapping things up here on December 18th, getting you set for what's to come on the rest of the day here, where Richmond talks sports. Matt Josephs, he'll be coming up at 3. Then Bob will be joining for the mashup hour, and then Bob will take you home with the sports huddle until 6 p.m. Tomorrow on Fitz the Bill, we've got Marcus Lewis, the head coach of Verina, some assistant coaches coming on into the studio, along with some players. We're super excited to have them in, highlight what they did on their state title run. That's tomorrow at 9 a.m. That'll be, of course, on 106.1 on the dial, but you can also watch on the stream as they will be live in studio. We'll have a packed-out studio. I feel like a live studio audience tomorrow, Alan. It should be a great time. Then 9:30, Duke from Graybos will be coming in to chat more about the college football playoff, where he's leaning, how he's seeing everything shape up, and I'm going to get his take or his opinion on some of the big news that have come out. Fernando Mendoza winning the Heisman, how a college football playoff run might impact a specific college player's card prices, because at Graybos, they've got everything that you need from a trading card perspective. They've got it packed out over there. And if you want to know what's coming up in the card world, Duke is your guy. He's got all of the insights, and they do a fantastic job over there at Graybos, as well as Parlay Sports Bar and Lounge. All of that over in Scott's Edition. So Duke will be joining 9:30 tomorrow as we wrap up 2025 with a packed out show. 8:45 a.m. tomorrow as well. We'll be handing out our Fitz the Bill Food Review Champion. It was a long season. It was a strenuous season. I have crunched the numbers. I have run the data. And according to my advanced calculations, a.k.a. my gut, we know who the winner is, and that'll be announced officially tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. You do not want to miss it. Set your alarms now. And yeah, tomorrow's show is our last of 2025. We're taking December 22nd to January 5th off. We'll be back I guess that's the, second Monday of January? Yep. Taking a couple of weeks off, using that time to rest, recharge, and ideate going into 2026. New ideas, new segments. We're trying to figure out ways to make the show the best it possibly can for you. If you have any ideas, feel free to DM us on Instagram. Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA. We're up over there. We'd love to hear from you. If there's anything you want to see going into 2026, we are all ears. Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA on Instagram. But during that time, from December 22nd to January 5th, Unsportsmanlike with Evan, Michelle, and Canty, they've got you covered that entire time. So don't fret. You can still listen to 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports. The only change, of course, there will be no stream from that time, but we might have fun little interviews dropped in and out of that time period over on our YouTube as well. Fitz the Bill, ESPN RVA on YouTube as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in on this Thursday morning. Keep it locked. Clinton and Friends coming up next. That takes you into the Rich Eisen Show starting at noon. Man, that is still a tongue twister. The Rich Eisen Show. That is just a tough one. A toughie. Takes you up until 3 p.m. Matt Josephs, he then is live here from the Ortho Virginia studios with Border to Border. Then Bob will join him from 4 until 5 with the Mashup Hour. And Bob takes you on home with the Sports Huddle from 5 until 6. Live, local, all coming to you right here from the Ortho Virginia studios. Keep it locked right here, 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow for the final show of 2025. We'll talk then.